This is a big problem with WWE. Again, with creative. They're just writing stories. They're not being creative. And this is a huge problem in the entire wrestling industry. I wish Eva Marie the best. I really do. But unfortunately, she is going to fail because of the incompetence of WWE creative. Because all they're doing is writing stories. That's it. They're not being creative. Vince McMahon is so out of touch. And he is. Vince is out of touch. So here's the thing. So I used to not say Hunter and Stephanie were. Now they are. They're becoming Vince.
Yeah. I think that when you do it enough, you start looking for one particular kind of wrestler. You stop thinking about other people. And that was something that I was telling you about, was what has made the product stale.
Yeah.
And the thing, in my opinion, that's made the product stale is too much wrestling, but not too much wrestling in all the different factions. We always talked about NXT was eventually going to be going against WWE.
Yeah.
They were going to be in competition with themselves. And the problem is you have people going to NXT, and NXT was originally a development thing. And those development characters were supposed to go to the main story. Well, back when we were younger, we didn't know Brock Lesnar, John Cena, Batista, and Randy Orton existed.
Yep.
Why?
They were OVW.
They were at OVW. When they debuted, it was a shocker.
Brand new.
Because there was brand new guys.
Some people knew. Some people knew.
Yeah, there were, but I mean, arguably it was harder back then.
Yeah. Well,
unless you were a super nerd, I guess.
Yeah.
But just not having NXT there makes it so that we don't see them coming up in the charts there. When they debuted, they're not a wasted talent.
Yeah, tell about Shayna Baszler, what you said.
Shayna Baszler was dominating NXT.
Yep.
Women's champion, like a year and a half, 2 years?
No, not that long. But yeah, pretty much a year. It was
like she was a dominant factor.
She destroyed everybody.
We thought that was cool. As soon as they brought her to the main card, now she's doing botch matches.
Yeah, with Nia Jax.
It's just someone that bit into Becky Lynch's arm.
Yeah.
And made her bleed.
Yep.
Crazy. Loses the match.
And
Nothing.
Malcolm's making a good point here, folks. NXT is now become the worst thing for WWE. It's the worst thing they could have, because what should have been a very successful program has now turned into a program where stars waste all their talent and their potential in NXT, like Shayna Baszler. All the talent, all the story angles, everything went in on the NXT, comes over to WWE, and everybody's expecting that. And for some reason, they don't do it. They're not repeating what has made NXT successful.
And we've seen that with so many wrestlers. I mean, Samoa Joe.
Yeah, Bobby Roode.
Oh my God.
I mean, Bobby Roode was a dominant force in NXT. He had the #1 theme. So I mean, he was.
And at first I was thinking maybe it's one of those things like you're just a big fish in a little pool. No, they're putting all their creative into NXT, and then when they're thinking the mid card,
Vince doesn't have any. I mean, he does,
Hunter.
but
so Hunter's putting in all the effort on NXT, and then when it goes to the main card, they're like, I mean, well, we have Charlotte. Okay, well, what about all these other people?
Yeah,
like how is it that Bayley? I love Bayley, but she's such a generic character.
Well, she's doing good. In my opinion, she's doing good now. Like we're seeing we're seeing a lot of good now. But I think
when she debuted, it was like 4 horsewomen. Yeah, but in my opinion, Sasha Banks is the ultimate of ultimate.
And then and that's what's sad. We never got the 4 horsewomen MMA versus the 4 horsewomen.
That's true.
We never got, and they totally hyped it up
too. But, when they had the 4 horsewomen, I was like, okay, well, Bayley, literally her finisher is a belly-to-belly suplex. And
it's okay.
And they, it's like, for her being such a generic character, they've polished her so well that she's a dominant force now.
Yeah, now she is. Yeah.
But you could see how much effort they had to put into selling her that she's good.
Yeah.
That she's a champion this many times. And, I mean, she's comparable to Charlotte Flair and Sasha Banks. And Becky Lynch, and I thought she was the weakest one of the bunch.
She was.
They said, no, she's not. And they pushed her and pushed her and pushed her. They're not doing that for, like, Rhea Ripley's champion, but for how long?
Yeah. Well, exactly.
Until she loses to Charlotte. What? SummerSlam? I'll call it SummerSlam.
Yeah. Well, whenever. But, yeah, in NXT, and I want, we've moved past the Eva Marie thing, but you know, it's a fine example. I mean, of
You
what's
bring
going
Rhea
on.
Ripley in, and then you're like, oh, Eva Marie's coming in.
Yeah,
so is she
Rhea
gonna
look-
win the champion?
Yeah.
And whose career is that gonna hurt if you give that person the champion?
I mean, I'm really Bill. I love Bianca. I love her.
Oh my god,
She's an amazing
that
talent.
was the best WrestleMania moment.
But
I mean,
but we all know it's a matter of time because WWE is so inept.
they did that with Kofi too.
Well, exactly.
Kofi held it for a while. Good for you, Kofi.
Yes, we thought he was going to lose it first defense.
It's nothing against you. It's just that the product can be that way.
Yeah,
And you held it very well. You were a great champion.
so I don't understand why, you know, it's gonna. Here's the thing: it's gonna keep happening. They're gonna keep bringing people over from NXT that were hot, and then they're gonna come in, and it's gonna flop. And I just don't. That's the thing I don't get about the Eva Marie hire too, is that when you have something like NXT that's farming talent, then why do you need Eva Marie? You have talent there. If you need somebody, pull them from NXT. I mean, that's what's kind of insulting about the Eva Marie hire as well. Is it's like you have NXT. What's the point of NXT if you're not going to use it? I can't even actually remember the last female that came up from NXT. I can't. What was it?
well,
Bianca?
I think Rhea Ripley and Bianca.
Bianca, yeah. I mean, but that was a while ago. That was last year. I mean, so that's my point is that, and I love what you're saying because it's true. NXT now has become
It robs spotlight of your future.
yeah, because Shayna Baszler will never ever get. That's it. That her NXT or like Bobby Roode, like Samoa Joe, that was the best she'll ever get. And she's unless something. I mean, I could be wrong.
I did like so when Paige became champion.
Oh, it's fantastic.
You were
Night
able,
one.
you were able to watch NXT. I don't remember how, online or something crazy like that. You were able to watch NXT and watch her come up.
No, it was on.
But-
It was on the network.
We didn't have the network yet.
When no, maybe not. Yeah, maybe
We didn't
not.
have the network yet.
But we saw them wrestle. We
but-
saw live.
But,
we saw Paige wrestle at NXT live.
that was later. She was already with AJ Lee. Remember?
Was she at that time?
Yeah,
Oh wow.
WrestleMania.
Oh, that was Charlotte. Charlotte was there. Yeah.
So with Paige, when Paige debuted, we're all just like stunned. Like, who is that? How did she beats AJ Lee in one night? We're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
We don't have that magic anymore with NXT. We just, I mean, even when every single takeover we went to, we see you Tuesday
Yeah.
because we're not stupid.
Yeah.
And at first, I really liked that because you were able to follow people's careers.
Yeah.
But now it's just become you have a 1% chance.
Well, that's why I think too is that the Undisputed Era hasn't come over because, or you know, and all them those guys, Kyle O'Reilly and all of them,
They ended it. So now
because
what?
well, no, I'm just saying, but the whole group, I don't think that any of them want to come over because I think that they know once they come over, they're going to be buried because they've seen the track record of people coming over in the last few years, and they're going, look at Samoa Joe, he didn't get to the top. Look at Bobby Roode is a shocker to me. I just don't get it. How do you mess up Bobby Roode? How? It makes no sense.
Well, you know, he's with Dolph Ziggler right now. What are they called? The Rockers?
No, who knows? Might as well be.
remember.
I mean, I'm just saying, how do you mess that up? I don't know.
Yeah, there's just so much talent where I see them on NXT. They're doing their thing, and then they come over, and then they're like, sorry, man. And I don't understand why NXT exists other than for development, because for them they're doing these takeovers that are arguably better than some of the WrestleManias we went to. The takeovers were more exciting because
Oh my God!
you would
yeah.
see someone. We saw like Eric Young like do a flip off the cage and stuff like that.
Oh, that
you know.
was that Takeover?
Well, Takeover. We
That
seen
was at the
bodies-
NXT. That was
remember
at
we
the
seen bodies fly off the they had TLC matches and all. Like you're seeing people like hit concrete.
yeah.
And then we go to WrestleMania and we're just falling asleep. And I mean,
Well, it's not that bad.
it
But I
wasn't
get
that
your
bad.
point.
But we're exhausted. But Takeover, you're like every match was 10 out of 10.
Oh, I will say
the
that
chances they were taking.
the energy level definitely was bigger at WrestleMania, but the fact that NXT Takeover had so much like boom,
Oh yeah.
it was crazy.